Hi guys, Bob for Bob's Movie Review here, and today I would like to review for you a movie I finally got around to watching called Love in the Time of Monsters. Now, I've had this movie for years. To be honest, if you've never heard of it, don't be surprised. I think I only heard of it because somebody had messaged me a link to it on Twitter, and I think they were probably somebody involved with the movie, but I could never seem to get through this movie. I'd always fall asleep partway through. And for me, really, that's not all that uncommon. I'm like an 80-year-old. I can't get through a movie without falling asleep. So I don't really think anything of it. I finally tried again to watch it. And I still had a hard time staying awake. I feel like this movie gets too slow and too many parts. And really hard to stay focused on it. So this one has Kane Hodder, known as for playing Jason Voorhees. So that was kind of like the attraction to this movie. Plus, it has these guys dressed as Bigfoot. I'm not really sure what this is supposed to be. This has nothing to do with the movie. But the whole idea of this movie is kind of strange and confusing. So there's this place, presumably in the mountains. It's hard to really tell because they don't go into a lot of detail about it, but they lose cell phone reception. You kind of see forest around them. So I'm assuming it's in the mountains somewhere, and it's like a tourist trap that this Croatian guy created called Uncle Savlos or something. I don't even remember exactly what it was called, but it's just like this motel and restaurant, and for some reason they have this Bigfoot walking tour thing. Like there's a tour guide and there's actors playing Bigfoot characters, and you're supposed to think they're real Bigfoot. I'm not sure. And they only even get into the actual tour once, and it's very short-lived. So what happens is one of the guys, they're all younger, really stupid guys who are wearing these costumes, and one of them drops his joint, I think it was, into a lake or a swamp or something, and he tries to get it, and presumably he drowns. And so the other guys go over there to try to get him out, or they get into a fight because nobody wants to. Kane Hodder doesn't want to take responsibility for it, and everybody's like, it's your fault. It's like, these are all grown men. It's the guy who fell in's fault. Like, so they end up getting some sort of goo on them, and they become almost zombie-like, and start going on a killing spree, I guess. So it's like I said, it's kind of slow and kind of boring in a lot of parts, but it does get a little more interesting as the movie goes on, and you start getting like zombie ducks. I think they were. I don't know. They kind of sounded like seagulls, but they kind of look like ducks. So I'm assuming they were ducks because seagulls didn't make as much sense. And there was like zombie squirrels and zombie moose. And the ending of this movie is really great. I really like the ending. But I think for the most part, this movie doesn't have a lot of super interesting things to it. And for some reason, Kane Hodder's character gets electrocuted, and then he becomes an electric zombie Bigfoot. Like, I don't even understand why. And the title, so weird, Love in the Time of Monsters. There's actually multiple love stories going on in this one. And I thought I liked this movie less, and then I was telling my friend about it, and as I was telling him, I was like, well, maybe I did kind of like this one. I think for a score on this one, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. It's just below average because it gets a little slow in parts, but, it has its redeeming qualities, and, it's probably worth checking out at least once if you guys haven't seen it already. If you guys have seen it, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed this review, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe for more videos. Check out the suggested videos, and I'll see you guys next time.